go ahead and like introduce us to yourself, like name, kind of some background information on like who you are and your expertise.
All right, my name's Dr. Alex Barnard. I'm a marine geologist by training, and I specialise in hydrocarbons in the water column, travel from the seafloor, and sort of gas hydrate processes that we see that are associated.
Excellent. Cool.
Okay, Dr. Bernard, do you know what dredging is?
Yes, so dredging is where we take sediments from either the bayous we have here or from the seafloor and move them to another place, usually using pumps.
Okay, and why do we need it?
For example, on the local bayou here, dredging has been used historically to enable access by ships, so it's a good way to deepen the channel. In the ship channel, which is about 6 miles to the east of here, we have sort of an active dredging campaign that goes on annually to make sure that there's clearance for vessels to pass through. Actually, one of the measurements of the water depth is the depth to the sort of muddy sea floor, and so we use that so that ships that have a deep keel are able to navigate the channel safely.
Do you know the chemical contents that are produced from dredging?
Yes, so dredging, when we dredge, we remove sediment from underneath the water. Those sediments typically contain anything that has run off the land or that is part of the normal ocean system. So as far as runoff from the land goes, depending on how deep we go into the sediment, so we can have a variety of different things in there. I mean, so potentially the potential is there for anything that's run off land to be in the sediments, and historically maybe there's been less environmental protection than there is today, so those things could be important.
Do you know of alternate solutions to the dredging material?
So I think when we're talking about dredging, we're talking about its environmental impacts. Although we're stirring up sediment, and obviously that has some of that sediment has things in it that were historically preserved sort of within the sediment and now have been sort of brought back into the water column. We can think about the settling times through the water column, and also sort of how many recreational water users there are. In the shipping channel, there really aren't that many people swimming, there aren't many people using the shipping channel recreationally, so you would expect the sort of environmental impacts in that region, at least locally, to be fairly minimised, and for materials that were sort of brought into suspension or solution to be carried out and mixed fairly readily. Obviously, there are questions that might be raised about sort of gases getting into the atmosphere, but I believe that the concentrations would be fairly low, and again, mixing processes should be dominant. So you could consider those effects negative.
Right.
In regards to the aftermath of dredging, what is your thoughts on turning it into marshlands?
So dredged materials used for a wide variety of things right now. I think presently we're taking dredged material from the Houston Ship Channel and using it to rebuild the beaches on Galveston. And so there's a variety of different places and means places that we can use that material. Marshlands are good because we're using sediment that's potentially contaminated, and if we have data if data exists of the contaminants, and we can start to focus on some kind of remediation. We can potentially mitigate any harmful effects. So really, the key there is sort of having data. If we're talking about contamination, we're talking about pollutants, we need to have sediment cores, we need to have a lot of data, we need to have geochemical analyses of the water column, of the sediment pile, not just from today but historically too, so we can go down through the sediment to read previous years' chemistry. And so that will give us an idea of what's happened and whether we need any sort of potential changes to be made in our management approach.
And in your opinion, what would be a good solution to reduce the amount of dredging that is done?
So I think that with dredging, I think if we're talking about dredging as something harmful, if that is, but before we go to dredging being harmful, we should consider like what its impacts are. So the first thing is we need data. We need to cover the ship channel. We need chemical information to be recovered that tells us about any potential contamination or pollution that's there. And then once we understand what's there, we can potentially sort of take steps to deal with it in appropriate ways. We have very good technology these days. We're able to sort of mitigate these things, but the first step of all of that is just knowing what's present, and then from there we should be able to.
Okay.
It's really raining.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you want to skip back? Okay. Thank you so much for that.
Hopefully that's used. Is that good?
Yeah, it's good.
You have 3 minutes to get to class.
Yeah.
Dr. Tobin can just
Yeah.
be okay with me walking.
No, it's really
I forgot to push record.
Did you really?
No, I'm just messing.
the whole thing.
I was supposed to be like, oh my
That's a wrap.
All right, thank you for that.
you.
Yeah, if you could send me a copy of that.